SMT Nation, we are back. Nation, this one's an important video, and for those of you that are out there considered to be power users, you really got to see this. And, I think it's a warning to a lot of people. Anyways, let's discuss this usage policy enforcement by AT&T. Kind of tell you guys what it means and what we got to do about this moving forward. This image actually was shared to me by a couple of different people. So, when images and news get shared to me by multiple folks, email, direct messages, I feel obligated to make that video. So if you guys want to follow me on X, where people have been reaching out and tagging me and all that stuff, that link is in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. Please do like and share this video, subscribe if you're new here, and turn on the bell notifications icon to never miss an upload from the SMT. And if you want to support us on our platforms, we have a Patreon, we have YouTube memberships. That's all in the description. All right, people. The AT&T restrictions appear to be very real. So this notification directly to an AT&T account, and I do believe this is a prepaid account, so that's an important element to this. I'm going to just read this to you. Here's the notification, the communication. The wireless number, whatever, will be canceled in 10 days for excessive data usage. Per our network management policy, we reserve the right to discontinue service at any time when usage negatively impacts users in the area. Okay, so they're exercising their network management policy, which, guys, these policies are very vague. And the reason why they do that is so they have leniency in two ways. Leniency to throttle you at any given point, cut you off like what you're seeing here, but also kind of still give people some flexibility to use, large swaths of data. But when it becomes, I guess, excessive in their opinion, whatever that number is, because we don't know, they exercise it. It says here, upon review, we have determined significant usage exceeding 250 gigs for 3 consecutive months. All right, so here's what this part tells me. If you use more than 250 gigs of data on AT&T prepaid, you are getting flagged. And this also tells me if you use more than 250 gigs of data in 3 consecutive months, they are going to discontinue your service. They're going to cut you off. This person basically has 10 days to port out, or they're going to lose their number, which is obviously very extreme, but that's what they're going to do. That's AT&T's prerogative, because the language in their policies give them that leeway. Their network, their policies, they exercise it. So what could have been different for this person? I guess if they would have not done 3 consecutive months, maybe they did the first month, maybe they got a notification. Let's say they went a little bit lighter in the second month, used 200 gigs. Maybe it would have reset the counter. You know what I mean? Maybe if they just don't use 250 gigs or more, maybe if they used, 190 gigs, 3 consecutive months, they wouldn't have gotten flagged. But whatever this combination is of more than 250 gigs in 3 consecutive months appears to be the threshold at AT&T, at least on their prepaid side. Now, I don't think these are the same exercised policies for postpaid. I think with postpaid, you could probably get away with using more. Don't quote me on that. I don't have any proof of that, but I've never been flagged for anything, and I've used much more than 250 gigs on AT&T in a month. I mean, there have been some months, this was in years past, but I probably used 500 gigs or 750 gigs, possibly even approaching a tera, maybe 800 or 900 gigs, and I was never flagged. I'm just not sure if I did it in consecutive months. Those might be factors. Anyways, this video is a forewarning. AT&T appears to be very aggressively monitoring usage on their network. Guys, they do not have the network that both Verizon and T-Mobile have when it comes to available capacity. They just don't. They don't have the spectrum. They don't have the upgraded sites yet with their DoD and C-band. They are probably very particular about this, and they're very particular about their monetization pathway. Right? They're not as lenient. They're not as generous as the other two, from what I could tell. Especially with prepaid. I've never heard of this from any other carriers, and maybe it's just me just not hearing about it. Maybe there are other experiences like this, but if you've used more than 250 gigs on AT&T in consecutive months on their prepaid side. Maybe you can confirm that they've done this before. If you've done it with postpaid and received notifications, maybe you could tell us. I really just want to hear from you guys. Which providers have you used where you've been notified and flagged for things like this? What was the data usage like? How did they treat you with it? Did they give you kind of notification and warning and kind of, move on from it after that 1 month? Or, just share with me your experiences. But I think this is a slippery slope here, guys. AT&T appears to be kind of getting a little aggressive with this. And I don't know. Maybe this person used a terabyte. I have no idea. But this could be a sign of things to come. We'll have to continue to monitor, and we'll have to see how things play out. But put this on kind of the back shelf to look for this moving forward. Maybe AT&T is kind of getting more strict when it comes to the usage policies. What do you guys think about all this? Sound off in the comment section below. You all voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.